Okay, so I just wanted to, for those new to my channel, I wanted to show the chart again of this targeted individual program that I got put on. And this program was started in 2001. Okay, and just so you know, this is clearly meant to kill you. Meant to kill you. And just out of coincidence, there has been, since 2001, there has been the evidence of veteran suicide, the amount of veteran suicides where they actually say it's a suicide, but I'm going to show you tonight how it's not really suicide. They're driven to, they're either being murdered by this program or they're driven to suicide. Okay, so this is a mass genocide program that they put me on. Okay, they're trying to drive us all to suicide, and the Masons are involved. And I'm going to show the whole chart again of what all agencies are involved. So this is the research of how many veterans have been committed suicide. This is right off Google or right off the phone. 30,177 since 2001. Okay, now if that's not like alarming to anybody that there would be that many, supposedly suicides, like you really think that many veterans are committing suicide? They're being murdered by this program. Okay, this is a mass genocide program. The Masons are involved, the DHS is involved, the FBI, the fusion centers. Okay, so I'm going to show you again. Okay, so it starts with the CIA out of Denver. Okay, and then DHS is involved, Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and these fusion centers where they hijack your phone calls so you can't even make phone calls. The police have a stingray and they bounce it over to the fusion center. So these, when I've made these calls before and you're wondering, like, what am I doing with these calls? That's the point I'm trying to make, is that they're bouncing my calls over to these fusion centers where I'm not even talking to the real customer service. Like when I think I'm talking to my bank fraud center, I'm actually talking to a fusion center, because these guys are bouncing my calls, so they're not going to. So if I try to call for help, try to call a friend for help or something, they make sure you can't get help. Okay, and the EMSs are involved. So even if I did need help, I would never call the paramedics because they're involved. Okay, gang stalkings. It involves gang stalkings, house break-ins, chemical attacks, poisonings. They make sure and isolate you. So they've gone after a bunch of my friends, so they're afraid to be friends with me. I used to have no problem having all kinds of friends, relationships and stuff like that. But people are afraid to be around me because then they get targeted. Okay, so this is how they've isolated me, and they've isolated other whistleblowers. It's very dangerous. It's extremely dangerous because the reason why they want to isolate you is so it's easier to take you out. They are trying to kill me. This is a mass genocide program. I am in extreme danger. If you haven't figured that out yet by my videos, I'm in extreme danger daily. I never know from day to day if I'm gonna, what's gonna happen next with all this stuff. I've just learned to live this way. With all this, then they've hit me with directed energy weapons. Okay, this is a real chart. This is a real program. So then they got the 5Gs in on it, and the EMSs are in on it. See, they deny your medical care, and then the 5Gs are in on it. They're hitting you with directed energy. I've been hit by directed energy. Then the EMSs are in on it, so even when you do get sick and you try to rely on them to go to the hospital, they're in on it. So they're not going to save your life. Okay, so this is, I didn't make this chart up. This was right on the internet. And another targeted person sent it to me. So you got the So you got the directed energy weapons, and the gang stalking, the fusion centers, bypassing your phone calls. Okay, CIA involves the CIA, the AFSPC 50th Wing, the Office of DNI, the Defense Intelligence Agencies, the DHS Intelligence and Analysis, the Justice Department National Security Division, the FBI National Security Branch, Homeland Security Intelligence Council, it's always the intelligence agencies that are involved in this, the CIAs, and then the MJ12 and successor organizations. So that's what this chart says. Okay, all these people have killed 30,177 veterans. So if you think this is some kind of game and that I'm just making this up, clearly I'm not. Targeted individuals, this is some of this stuff was right off the Targeted Justice website. There's something called it's a TIDE database, targeted individuals. Okay, fusion centers, implants in some cases, they implant people. They've implanted some people. Some people are being hit by implants and have had implants put in, tracking them like an animal. And some people are, okay. Yeah. So this, FBI Terrorist Screening Center, the FBI National Security Branch, Defense Intelligence Agency, Department of Justice, MJ12, Dick Cheney was involved in that, and the CFR Council on Foreign David Huckenstein. On the military side, it says DHL, Defense Intelligence Agency, General Ashley, and William Barr. Yeah, William Barr was in on it. Okay. I'm just looking at the chart here. It says their names right on here. DHS Intelligence and Analysis, David Gloss, Office of, here, I'm just going to say the names. General Raymond, Peter Heinen. Okay, I'm just going to put the names right up here for everybody to see. Okay, so you can see the names of who all is involved in this targeting. The names of the people are right there. Okay, so go ahead and take pictures of it. All right. Those are the names of the people. Joseph McGuire, Director, NTC, that he's involved in here's more people. Okay, another part of the one in there's a TIDE database for people in Europe and stuff. That's another. Okay. Deep State database. Okay. See, it's called a Deep State database. Okay, I'm on a Deep State database illegally, just because I accidentally was a witness to a crime at a military base. Where they found millions of dollars missing, and now I'm on a terrorist watch list. Illegally, and the Masons are involved and participating. So they are participating in a mass genocide program. So if you think 30,177 veterans is like some kind of normal number, prior to that it was like, the numbers were like maybe 100 a year, and now we got thousands a year, so clearly there's something wrong, and these veterans were put on a targeted list like I am, a genocide, and it's genocide. And so it's just a different form of genocide. It's not like we're in a war right now. It's just a different form of war. And so I'm telling you right now, we are in war, and the Masons are the enemy, and the CIA, everybody involved in this database, in this program, is the enemy, and we're the innocent people, and we're at war with them. So if we don't consider them our enemy and get wise to who our enemy is, we can't win the war now, can we? So I need everybody to wake up and realize that this is a real program, and get wise to who your enemy is in this country and other countries. And they have put us illegally, these programs, all these agencies that I've mentioned have illegally put us on some kind of a database where they consider us, where they've targeted us as terrorists because we're veterans, or we're whistleblowers, or we somehow ended up on this list because of our bloodline, or or somebody somehow put us on the list. Okay, so a lot of people don't know how they ended up on this list, but it doesn't matter. It's illegal. So the bottom line is it's illegal. And so we need to go after the people that are involved in working for these agencies. And we need to go after these agencies and these secret societies that are participating and involved in mass genocide. Okay? So I just want to make that clear and show that chart, because I haven't shown that chart in a while. But I haven't shown the names before, that clearly. And so now hopefully it's making more sense.